Welcome back to the Dr. Dash Show. This is episode 6, and we're talking all about how to land your first consulting client. Now, if you don't have a consulting business, if you are thinking about it, or even if you have one, but you just haven't nailed down that first client yet, I'm going to give you some strategies that you can take and you can use, and hopefully it will help you, and you can come back and say, Dr. Dash, it worked. All right. So before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to this podcast. Make sure that you share with a friend. Make sure that you comment on it. Make sure that you just leave me some feedback. Let me know how you like it, all right? Because this is career, entrepreneurship, and life. I'm sharing not only career tips, entrepreneurship tips, but also my life with y'all. So let's go. Now, for those who don't know, I do have my own consulting company, right? I started it in 2022 while I was pregnant with my daughter, and I did a whole episode on that. So if you missed that one, go back and watch. But I started it and landed my first client. So my first client came through an actual RFQ, so request for quotations. It's like a RFP. An RFP is a request for proposals, which is basically a document that is going to outline everything that an organization wants in a consultant, right? They want you to have this experience, that experience. They want you to respond with 5 pages. Here they want you to have an organization section, a background section, all of that stuff, right? So it is literally the blueprint for everything that they want and how you're going to submit and get them this information so they can judge and decide if you are the right fit for them. Now, a request for quotations is a little bit more straightforward. They know exactly the services that they need. A RFP, they know the services that they need, but you can kind of have a little open liberty to do it your way, put a little twist on it sometimes, right? With an RFQ, they say, hey, we know exactly what we want. We need some background on your organization. We want to know how you're going to implement this, but we just need you to give us your quote. How much you charging us, right? And that was pretty much what I did for my first client, a RFQ. And they wanted an RFQ for someone who could do some health equity trainings for them. I said, hey, I'm going to toss my head in the ring. I applied and I got it, right? Now, back up before that, the number one thing that I had in place was a digital portfolio. Now, every consultant doesn't have a digital portfolio, and it's okay to not have one. Now, I recommend you have a portfolio mainly because you need to be able to show your work. Majority of these clients, they want samples of your work. They want to know you've done this before and you can do this well, right? So you want to have a digital portfolio. Now, that could look like a PDF document, and that PDF document could just have a table of contents, a cover page, a table of contents, and literal examples of studies that you've done, presentations that you've done, posters that you've done. It could be samples of an evaluation plan that you created, samples of a program plan that you created, right? It doesn't have to be the full thing. It can be samples of it, but something to showcase all of the work that you've done. Have it organized, have it page numbered. So now that's for my people who may not want to advertise and put online that, hey, I have a business, right? This for my people who want to just, I don't want my employer to find out just yet that I'm trying to do this, right? So I'm going to keep a PDF because I know that I can send that in when they ask for samples of my work, right? And I can share it easily. Or you can have your website, friend. You can create you a whole website that says, here's samples of my work. Here is everything categorized nicely. And here is basically all the reasons why you need to give me this money. All right. Now, for my consultants who want to be consultants, there's a digital portfolio workshop in the Public Health Club for my public health people that are listening to this. There's a workshop in there right now that you can take right now if you join the club, and it will literally walk you through. I'll walk you through visually how all that should look, what type of things you need to put in there, how to present it, all of that stuff. But number one, I had that, and that helped them to see, all right, she knows what she's doing. So get you a digital portfolio or get you just some really good samples of your work together. Okay. Now, you don't have to, if a lot of people, they forget to gather things and save things from their previous employers, and that's fine. Make something. Okay. If you know, number one, when you start your consulting business, there is no general consulting business, right? You need to have a specific niche area. Is your niche going to be data analysis? If so, then your sample work should look like data analysis sample work, okay? Now, I want you to get that together. I want you to make sure your resume is top notch because you do still need to submit your resume when you are a consultant, right? They do ask for that. Now, for people who are, you may have your company for a long time, you may be like, "Not bad, you ain't really." You probably submit stuff on behalf of your organization now, right? Not necessarily like a one off, but you may have to still, like, they may ask for resumes of the people who are working for you, right? And that's where you're gonna have to submit it. Now, if you are an independent consultant, you're just starting out, get that resume top notch. There's a resume development workshop in the Public Health Club to help you with that, and a template included too. So I don't care who you go to, make sure you go to somebody. If you're in public health, make sure that you go to somebody who not only knows resumes and who's gotten other people's results. Do your homework on these people, okay? Don't just go pay somebody $200 to do your resume. You didn't do any homework on them to know if they were legit or not, and then you get mad because you still ain't get no jobs, or your resume still look like trash. Don't do it. But go to somebody who also has public health experience too, because that is going to help you a lot. All right. So I want you to think about those things. Once you got your samples of your work and your resume, now it's like, all right, you might be ready to do a little something, something. Okay. I want you to get really clear on what services that you offer, that you can offer, that you want to offer, whatever it may be. Right. And when I say get clear on your services, I don't just mean like, oh, I can do evaluation. Oh, I can do data analysis. Oh, I can do. No. Pick one area to start off with. What area are you known for? What area do you do really well? What area can you prove that you do well in, that you have samples to prove that you do well in? Because this is what's going to kind of determine your niche and what is going to not have you applying for 500 different types of RFPs, right? Because nobody wants that, because that is stressful, and that is just too much. It's a lot, okay? So pick your niche area. My niche area, I knew I was really good at training development. I knew I was really good at program development as well, but I was also had expertise in health equity. So I could really do some really good things with health equity trainings. So those are the major types of RFPs that I applied to, people who needed trainings within the health equity space. That was a big market at that time. So of course I got a lot of interest. I got a decent amount of contracts during that time, right? So those were things that it's like, as I'm writing, I don't have to say, all right, now I gotta write a whole new RFP. I can pull bits and pieces from my other RFPs and put them in these new ones, right? So you don't have to start from scratch, but you do gotta start. Okay. Now, once you've identified your niche, you develop that portfolio based on that, you develop that resume, then now it's like, all right, let's go try and get some clients. All right. Now you can set up like your LLC and everything like that. You don't necessarily have to. I do recommend you to do it, and have like a business structure, have like your business name and all of that stuff. If you are accepting, or you do want to do like federal government contracting, and you do need an LLC, you need to register on SAM.gov. Even if you want to get funds from an organization that contracts directly with CDC, let's say like a Guidehouse or somebody like, a bigger organization, and they contract directly with CDC or some other federal organization, and they come to you and say, hey, we want to subcontract you out for these type things, then you do need to be registered on SAM.gov. That's SAM.gov. It is free to register, so don't let anybody else tell you it is not free to register. It is free, okay? So you want to make sure that you're registered, make sure that you're set up. You have your EIN number. That's free as well. I've seen, listen, these companies be preying on people that are starting businesses. EINs are free. Registering on SAM.gov is free, and they're very simple to do. So just go ahead and do them, okay? But yeah, set up your business. Your LLC is not free, and it varies depending on your state. So you can set that up, and everything like that, right? But once you got all of that set up, now the two ways that you can land your first client, you can either market your services, or you can start applying to RFPs. I went the RFP route. However, one of the things that you are going to have to do, that you are going to definitely start doing, and I think it's an amazing way to get clients, is to market your services. Now, we've talked all about the RFPs, right? And we've talked about how you have to write, right? Some of them may want 20 pages. They tell you exactly what they want in those pages majority of the time. Some of them may want 5 pages. Some of them may want 10 pages. You just never know. Some of them may just want you to submit a resume and a cover letter. Sometimes that happens too. So you have to, you have to think about those things and you have to consider those things. But it can be really tedious applying all the time, right? So now with marketing your services, this is going to require you having a website, a capability statement. That's like a one pager to show here's my core services, here's past partners that I've had, here's an intro to my organization, and everything like that. So you can share very easily with potential clients. Literally a nice, visually, aesthetically pleasing one pager is a capability statement. But if you don't have one for your consulting business, definitely get one. So once you have that capability statement, you got your website. Your website ain't got to be fancy, y'all. You can literally have, you have a cover page, which is going to be like, your business name on there, the services that you offer, all of that stuff. You may have an about page, which goes to about you maybe. As you're a solo consultant, you can have it about you. Have your resume on there. Write your CV, some publications, that digital portfolio page that I helped you create in the Public Health Club, have that on there, okay? So that is going to help you tremendously. Have a page, and also always have a page where they can contact you. So you can either have a Calendly. I'll use Calendly for client bookings, where they can schedule a 30-minute meeting with me and we can talk about their project needs and we can know if we're a good fit for each other. But start marketing your services. Get you a LinkedIn page if you don't already have one and start telling people what you got to offer. If you don't talk about your business, nobody is going to know it exists. Okay? And I don't just mean, oh, yeah, I posted about it once. I posted about it last week. No, my friend. Listen, I told somebody this one day, they thought I was crazy. But I looked up Fashion Nova and how they do their marketing because one, they're a billion-dollar company, multi-billion-dollar company. They post on Instagram. I don't recommend you do this, but they post on Instagram every about 30 to 45 minutes. They are posting on Instagram. And the people are still buying. The people ain't sick of them yet. So I say that to say, talk about your business more than once. Start with posting on LinkedIn once a day and go from there and see how that does. I guarantee you, if you continue to post, you continue to interact. Don't just post and log off, interact. Like things, comment on other people's things, provide your expertise to other people because people are asking questions there. People are needing help there. People have real problems on there. Companies go on there, right? They're talking about their projects that they have. Suggest new tools, suggest new things for them. Get into their site, right? Become visible. That is the purpose of marketing, for you to become visible. So I want you guys to really think about that. Build out that LinkedIn and get on there every day. All right. People are even on there on the weekends. So don't just say, oh, yeah, I'm not going to post on the weekends. And you can schedule your posts on LinkedIn. All right. You don't have to say, all right, I got to get on here every day. No, you can schedule those posts and then just comment on stuff on your phone, right? Take a lunch break and say, I'm going to spend about 20 minutes just going on LinkedIn. Set you a timer and go. Go on LinkedIn, comment on things, provide your guidance, expertise, offer your services up, offer them to book a free call with you on your Calendly. Go to your website and book a free call. Make sure you got your website fleshed out because they're going to not only want to know like what services you offer, but how do I know that you're actually good at what you do? Show me that portfolio, my friend, right? Have these things in place so clients can set up things with you to talk with you. And you have to go to where they are. You can build a website, you can build all of these things, but if you don't market it, if you don't talk about it, who's going to know you exist? So, if you have not registered for the Building Your Public Health Consulting Business free training that is happening on February 13th and another live one on February 17th, then my friend, go ahead and register. I'm going to put the link below, but register for that workshop, okay? I'm going to be teaching you so many different strategies into building your business and landing that first client. We're going to talk about what we just talked about. We're going in depth, all right? We're going in depth. We got an hour and a half together. Pull out the paper, the pencil, and be ready to take some copious notes. All right? Because we're going in on that training. All right? Because I want you to be able to succeed. I want you to be able to start this. Even if you're starting it as a side hustle, listen, my friend, it's money out here, okay? And I want to help make sure that you make it. So, all right, y'all. This is quick. This is to the point. Hope y'all enjoyed this episode of the Dr. Des Show. Hope that you subscribe. Hope that you share it. And most importantly, I hope that you start that business and get that first client. All right, y'all. I will talk to you later. Bye.